welcome back. And finally, we now reach to the last segment of today, talking actually about something that is very much interesting to all of us when it comes to information technology in general. And definitely we are all very much concerned with all what is related to the technology or the information technology. So I don't want to waste time in just talking because time is running up. I have here with us our guest, Dr. Muhammad Adly. He is a doctor from the Information Technology Institute. I believe we have many questions to find out more about the developments taking place in the respect. First of all, good morning, Doctor.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning
Doctor, if you can tell us where do we stand, first of all, in terms of the ICT in Egypt, and if you can tell us also about any development plans taking place.
Yes, the ICT is the key for the development of economy. It's a driver for development of economy. ICT can help in the education, developing the healthcare, enhancing the governmental services. So it is the key for solving so many problems that is facing the community. The ICT mainly depends, ICT development in Egypt mainly depends on two main factors: the infrastructure and the human development. The infrastructure is advancing through the mobile operators companies and through the Telecom Egypt company and through the efforts of the MCIT, the Ministry of Communications and Information Technology, the new minister and the new board in Egypt. And what I want to stress more that the Egyptian youth is the real wealth of Egypt. And developing the Egyptian youth in the field of ICT, shifting their career if they are from different specialization, or training them and enhancing their skills to fit for the market demand inside the ICT sector is a very key element that can drive the economy, that can help solving all the problems surrounding the Egyptian community.
So let's elaborate on what kind of training, what exactly do you mean if they are going to shift, or they are going to shift to what do they need, the challenges that we are facing?
Yes, let us take an example of Information Technology Institute, ITI, that is affiliated to the Ministry of Communications and Information Technology. It's a governmental institute, non-profit institute. It offers so many training programs. I'd like to stress more on the 9-month professional training program that receives the graduates from the Egyptian universities for 9 months inside the 5 branches of ITI in Alexandria, in Asyut, in the Smart Village in Cairo, in Mansoura, and recently in Suez Canal in Ismailia. These graduates are from different disciplines of universities. We receive pharmacists, graduates from the Faculty of Commerce, graduates from the Faculty of Arts, graduates from the Faculty of Engineering and Computer and Information. They are keen to know more about the ICT that is related to their domain of work, how to introduce technology to their domain of work, how to do their job, the usage of technology. Some of them shift their career as they are not specialized inside IT from the beginning, and some of them goes on with their career using the ICT technology, and some of them enhance their skills as graduates, as engineers and as IT specialists inside the domain through our training program inside the ITI. This is not the only training program. We have 2 other training programs. One is called the TOT, or the Train of the Trainer, to help finding other trainers for IT inside the 24 governorates of Egypt and inside the Upper Egypt, inside the 4 governorates of Egypt. And one is dealing with, the third one is dealing with the Egyptian students, not graduates, inside their universities. That is called Adly2 Egypt, and it is focusing outsourcing industry. That is one of the main industries of the IT. How to enable...
But I believe the training a trainer is the most challenging one, because you're, I believe from the name, that you're training those who are training the employees and those who are working in the sector, so they need to be of very skillful and of great expertise.
We train people who are interested from the governorates that the ITI cannot reach, for example, to be trainers for other graduates inside their governorates, not to force others to travel to Egypt or to the branches of the ITI. I'd like also to mention that the outsourcing industry and working in call centers is and exporting services is one of the domains that is very job demanding, opening so many opportunities for jobs, and can help the Egyptian youth to create their future, to pursue their career inside this domain. So that this training program in Egypt inside the universities enables those students to work in the call centers using the accent of the English of the Egyptians that is different than other accents that
I think
have.
it was not
Yes.
that familiar in Egypt before when it comes to the outsourcing or the call centers. It was abroad. We have entities that are based on the call centers.
Yes.
And nowadays in Egypt, we started to find this, especially in the 6th of October city and all of these different places actually in Egypt. But also it is important to work on the awareness of the Egyptians themselves, because whenever you talk about ICT, maybe the first thing that will come to their mind talking about the
Yes,
chatting.
yes.
No, it is not like this. It is far beyond this. So how can we work upon this? This is something very, very important, because we have to use it in the way it is just as people who are using it correctly.
Yes, you have mentioned a very important point about awareness and spreading the awareness. People need to know that technology can teach, technology can treat, technology can help offering the governmental services in a better way. We have around us, even in Africa, I will not say in Europe and US, around us in Africa and in the Arab countries, smart cities. Cities that is fully based on the technology, on the ICT, different methodologies to run the life, or the whole life. We have virtual universities over the world that the student is in a continent and the professor is another continent.
E-learning, yes.
E-learning. We have telemedicine. Telemedicine, the doctor is in a place and the patient is another place, completely different place. This is, these are methodologies that can solve so many problems that are persistent in Egypt, the education, the healthcare, and
Getting
can
rid
be
of the
introduced.
logistics.
Yes, yes.
And I believe it also paves the way for outsourcing?
Yes, and one of the advantages of the ICT industry that it is a very light industry. It does not need building factories. It does not need raw
It's not
materials.
costly, yes.
Yes, it needs only ideas, innovation, graduates, Egyptian youth, and that's all. It can run through software and a person in front of a laptop, and that's all.
Yeah, I believe there were several projects, including the #1 social media network, Facebook. It started with an idea from
Yes.
a Harvard University graduate.
Mark Zuckerberg, yes.
Yes, and
Yes.
I believe also there are some projects here that are local. For instance, I don't want to mention names, but there was an initiative also for ordering food online.
Yes.
It was also started with an idea.
It's was, by the way, this website is one of the graduation projects for one of the old ITI graduates. Recently in ITI, we are driving students to formulate graduation projects for community, to serve the community. Not to go for the technology and be fond of the technology as technology and apply the technology for nothing. No, it is applying technology for serving the community, for offering solutions to problems that is chronic and persistent inside the Egyptian community through ICT, and ICT does so for the time being.
But again, to my question, because still this is important, the awareness, because usually we are using things negatively. People around the world are taking the benefits of each and every device, but again, we are using it negatively. Do you think it might help if we can just start by teaching students in the schools, not in universities, because this is going to be the generation of the future, teaching them the ICT properly, not for them, again, to sit in the classes, the computer, each student will sit for a while, play or make something. You know, we have to work on this. How can we start it? How can we do it? Especially the youth. They are very much fond of the ICT, but in a completely negative way.
And also, when can we see in Egypt a smart room instead of a classroom?
It's exactly as you have said. It is teaching the students inside the schools is the most effective way. It's more effective than teaching the university graduates. So reaching this stage needs much effort for the schools themselves, and needs much more. I do not want to say that it is impossible, but it needs so many funds and so many computers inside the schools itself. It's one of the dreams that is
But in
approaching.
this
It needs
respect,
to be
I believe the
attacked.
private sector can help. For example, if we're looking for this, I'm not talking about donations, for example, but at least prices, credits, you know, many different packages that they can offer to these schools. For example, I'm talking about the top companies who are responsible for whether we're talking about pads, machines in general. This can help if they want.
There is a framework that is being worked on right now for the PPP, for the public-private partnership between the public sector and the private sector to help the government to offer the services, educational and healthcare in a much by the help of the private sector. So this is one way to go, but we have to take it step by step and start by the
Just
universities.
came to my mind when there was a school that they have got
Yes.
the lab or the computers, but they locked it up because they said they might be sponsored.
Yes. This is a very famous example, very negative one. So, but I would say that we have inside Egypt here so promising examples for virtual classrooms and virtual universities, but it is just for rolling up models and for illustrating the example, not so spread around the universities and the school over Egypt, not yet. One of the things that needs awareness as well is spreading the concept of security when dealing with the ICT and when dealing with the communications and the information technology. You should know that the internet is a very open network.
A double-sided weapon.
Yes, and you can be exposed to so many attacks. Your information, your private photos, bank accounts, your passwords even. So this is one of the weak points that needs awareness and needs training.
Sorry, sir, to jump in here, but as an expert in the field of communication, to what extent do you see internet piracy popular or common here in Egypt?
It is getting more fierce and more dangerous. It needs more attention from all over the world to face these attacks. As you get smarter, the offender gets more smarter as well. So it is an unending battle. You should be aware all the time. And the cybersecurity should be one of the main, and it is one of the main concerns for the entities all over Egypt before offering services and before having the information of the citizen in a database. This database should be secure, should be very secure in terms of privacy, secrecy, and other things.
Things can never be controlled, just like the virus that is always updating itself against the vaccine. This is always the case. But
yes,
just to continue with what Karim said, maybe the most important part, how to work, because it is very important to take into consideration the dangers of virtual companies in general. And this is the most important part. I'm not talking about Arab countries, it is worldwide. And we have learned from our studies that it is one of the things that must be taken into consideration when it comes to IT in general. How to protect or how to make sure there must be a law or something to organize to make sure that this virtual company, for example, to respect it, it is a good place, whatever you are going to deal with. I don't know how to control it.
There are several levels that should be tackled in this area. First of all, as you have said, the legislative level. There should be legal rules. There should be constraints. There should be, and it is currently in process to be issued, to be issued in a very short term. Second level is the awareness of the ordinary computer user. He should be aware that the computer is a source, can be a source of attack. And the third level is the training of the professional skills for the professionals. Even some of the professionals need to be up to standard, need to be updated by their information by very advanced training courses. This is one of the concerns that any training institute take in consideration for the time being.
Yes, I'm afraid we're running out of time, but we really do appreciate your insight here on The Breakfast Show. Dr. Mohammed Adly, a member of the Information Technology Institute. Thank you so much for being with us on The Breakfast Show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And with this, we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all for joining us. Stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.
مصر